Lovely to meet everybody. My name is Chantel. I'm actually from Superhuman Mafia, and I'm about to basically interview an extraordinary person. Her name is Mary Carol Giltner Saratella. Have I got that right?
That's correct.
Yeah, there you go. And honestly, you know what? We're here just to smash the whole concept of age out of the water. Come on, like, let's just come on. You know, I feel like, you know, as well, because people kind of have this limitation on their personality and how far they think they can go, the whole era thing, blah, blah. Literally, it's just an figment of your imagination. And Mary's about to prove that for us. Mary!
Yeah. Well, thank you for having me, Chantel. It's great to be here. And, you know, we were fortunate to have a little pre-chat, which was kind of fun. You know, as I said in our pre-chat, I said, gosh, you know, I look and I say, it's so different from my mom's generation. I was thinking about this morning and how, you know, they had their preconceived notions of what they should be at certain times in their life.
Yeah.
And I think that, you know, we've kind of taken that and said, you know, that really doesn't apply to us, or it doesn't work. We don't want it to work.
No.
So we found our own path. And I know when I started to pole dance at age 57, that was 9 years ago this month, yes, everybody thought, gosh, you know, be careful, you're too old, and it's not true. It's not true. And I just felt like, you know, I don't feel that. I think I can do this. I'm going to try. And I did. And really everybody saw that, yes, I could do a lot of stuff. I had my own physicality that I was bringing to it, which was different than the next person or the next person. And you start to know your own body. It's like, wow, you're waking up to your body, you know, and finding out the wonderful things that it can do in addition to everything it did to you in the years prior to this. Yeah, you just kind of go for it.
That is amazing. And honestly, what you just said there as well, I think, like, sometimes you start to discover as you're doing pole how much you can do. And I think this is the whole kind of inspiring thing. This is why it becomes quite addictive, because there is a pain aspect of it. But I mean, I think, like, you know, after a while you kind of think, actually, no, I'm stronger than this pain, you know, I can get through this, you know, and it doesn't matter anymore because it looks really pretty at the same time. So
exactly, you know, just kill a few nerve endings and, you know, just take it one.
That's it. That's the one. That is the one.
It'll work. Those muscles get stronger and the pain gets less, and you learn how to manipulate that pole and make it yours.
Yeah. I just wanted to add, you know, also Mary, she also, you know, was on America's Got Talent as well. And just to let everyone know, I'm not kind of scouting for people from America's Got Talent. I'm just discovering they end up being on America's Got Talent. It's like, wow, these people are really talented. It's like, oh, that's why they're on America's Got Talent. But yeah, no. So yes, tell us how that was, what that was like as well.
They actually, you know, recruited me to be on it, and I was assigned an I don't know if you call it an agent or a person, and she was very excited about having me on. She thought I'd go really far. But the first time out there, the audience loved me. The two women loved me. The men, I don't think really got the concept. I think that they found it, like one said, well, now we know where your babies come from. I did a spatchcock. Okay, well, maybe that wasn't the right thing to hit them with right away. But so I didn't go any further with it. And, you know, my husband kept thinking, they're going to show an outtake of you. I said, no, they won't, because then the audience will wonder, why was I not on there another time? So they would, and they didn't do that. But I was really happy. I felt like I had a lot of support from my pole friends who came to watch. And it was amazing. A great experience. And, you know, I kind of think it was sort of like, well, the men didn't get it because they weren't quite ready for that, and maybe that was an ageist thing too. Yeah. Because maybe they were ready if a younger woman would have done it, but not for me to do it. So I will never know the answer to that.
You know, I think it's because what's normal to us is probably not normal to everyone else, and I also forget that. I mean, I think we as pole dancers always forget that, you know. And I think sometimes I remember you must have had the same thing when, let's say, if you're doing a move and someone walks in and your legs are open and they
and you know, I basically, whatever you do with your body can be considered sexy. So you know, doing this stuff on the pole, and you have to use your whole body, everything. Yeah, so it's a beautiful way to dance and way to get in shape.
Yeah, I know. The conversation we just had before this, because I was like, you know, I wanted to make sure that we got that in this interview as well. But
Yeah.
you said something so important about, it's like, oh, you know, that you felt that, let's say, like younger men, you know, would end up
Yes.
wanting to
Okay.
go with women. Yeah, yeah. Explain again.
Well, let me say that for many years I have done makeup and image consulting for women, and many times they'd come in and, you know, they would tell me, oh, I can't do this anymore, I can't wear this anymore, and I would put a little bubble around myself, thinking I don't want that to become me, to affect me, but I want to help them. So I would help them because naturally there's going to be changes that you want to look at, fashion changes, makeup colors have changed, so you want to adjust those so that you're current and get out of the old look that maybe you thought worked but doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the surprising thing is that when we start to view ourselves in a positive light, the world, including men, look at us in the same light that we look at ourselves as. Yes, so that was a really positive aspect, and I was kind of surprised about the younger men being attracted to older women, and thinking, whoa, well, what's that all about? And my husband was like, oh, rolling his eyes.
But it's the way you hold yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, but yes, but I think there's many things. We have the advantages of having, you know, all the health information and the things that we can do to take care of ourselves, that we don't have to physically age the same way that the last generation or the generation before that did. So we're very fortunate. We just need to take advantage of it, you know, really take care of ourselves in a positive way, both physically, mentally, spiritually, and all of that shows up, and we can kind of defy the so-called aging process to some degree.
Yeah, because it's a myth. It's an actual, like, okay, so another reason why I contacted you is obviously, you know, because of, you know, you're obviously a gorgeous performer, because she's also done a lot of competitions as well. I wanted to add in that as well. But I noticed that a lot of people, let's say like in Japan, they've got the highest, let's say, life expectancy and stuff like this. And I looked in again, and a lot of them now, and a lot of people nowadays, they're doing weights, and they're training and like into their 90s, like, you know, hundreds, and they are so fit. They're fitter than a lot of the people. I think to myself, okay, that's a mindset. And this is like all of this kind of notion that, oh, you know, we've got to limit us. Oh, I'm getting the whole thought of, I feel like it deprograms you in a sense by saying, oh, I'm old, that's it, and that's the end of the line, you know. I mean, you are a living testament to that, you know, and I'm actually quite, you know, dumbfounded by meeting you right now, and right now, like, she's my spirit animal.
You know, the interesting thing is I have 3 grown kids, and my middle child, I have 2 sons, 1 daughter. My middle child is a nurse. He works in the cardiac division, and he comes over here about once a week. We sit and chat, and he says, Mom, you know, I know these people that I'm working with, I'm going to see them in a week or 2 because they've spent a lifetime with bad habits. That now you're, you know, say in your 60s, for example, or maybe even younger, and you're trying to correct all those bad habits in a quick visit to the doctor. And, you know, it doesn't work. You have to lay the foundation for years in advance of, you know, keeping yourself healthy, doing good things for your body and your mind.
And you can reverse that, you know. I think, like, this is a whole
you can do some things to reverse it, but, you know, you have, it's only so much. But I think at any time it's good to stop and say, okay, listen to good advice and go with it. And then maybe you don't have to end up in the cardiac unit again.
Don't let my good advice hit your ass on the way out, you know. Excuse my friend. But it's one of those things. I think some people, they won't take it, and I think, you know, but if you start listening to people that have been there, done that, you know, such as yourself, you know, you've got the t-shirt and you're still doing it, you're still going strong. This is the other thing, that's the most important thing as well.
And you know, I didn't know this, but I was born with hip dysplasia, which to describe it is sort of like you take a tire that's meant for a little tiny car and you put it in a truck. Well, that tire is really, really happy to be whirling around and round and around, has lots of room, and then boom, it gets in an accident gets jammed, and then
Yes.
that's when a problem starts. Now, other athletes like Mary Lou Retton and flexible dancers have the same issue. That happened to me about almost 3 years ago now, that I had that little incident where it got jammed. So what happens now, you put it to the human body, it starts to eat away at the cartilage, and then you go to bone on bone, a little osteoarthritis.
Right.
So that ends up requiring a hip replacement, which
Yeah.
after 2.5 years of nobody figuring out what was wrong, I mean, finally somebody figured it out, and I recently had a hip replacement. So I'm in the middle of recovery right now.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, and honestly, that's still really. I mean, I know what's going to happen. It's because you're already a pole dance teacher. You're already, it's straight away. As soon as you heal, you're going to be straight back on that pole.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
reason I say it is actually, in a way, I can relate to the situation, obviously in a different way. But obviously, I was in a car accident. Blah blah blah. I
Yeah.
healed, but at the time, it can seem bleak in the beginning. But then it's like, actually, no, I know what my body can do and what I'm capable of. So why stop?
Yeah, that's
And
right.
I can't wait to see you. Yeah, come back.
And I'm being a good patient. I'm listening to my doctor. He wants me to be very careful and cautious, and know that there's a certain amount of time the body requires to heal from something like that. So, if anybody has that situation, you should really listen to your healthcare professionals, your doctor, and follow their advice. Don't go like, oh, I feel great today, I'm going to go, boom. No. Because inside, there's a lot of healing that's happening, and you want to take heed. Make sure that you allow that process to take place.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, I totally agree with you, because I think sometimes it's quite hard, and you kind of want to combat it, but just discipline yourself. But I think, don't you find as well, pole gives you that discipline in a way that maybe like life doesn't give you?
Follow the advice, and right now I'm about 3.5 weeks out. So by 12 weeks I should be able to go back to the pole.
Oh.
So I'm doing my homework right now. It's kind of a time to, I'll do a few other things, like, pay attention to my business, and, create some new styles and all that kind of stuff. And, just
that's so exciting.
Try to get more technical in the time too, because that's, my daughter always says, well, Mom, you have to be old at something. I'm old at being technical.
No. We can't let you, but I think, do you know what? I can't wait. I actually can't wait to see you, because obviously right now, it's just like, I bet you're like, yeah, just you wait, guys. Just you wait. Mama's gonna be back.
And I can hardly wait to, really start seeing what's happening with my body. I know my doctor put a dual mobility implant in me, and he said, I spent some time while you were in surgery to make sure that leg moved around like you want it to. And I go, great, I'll take it. I'm just, following his direction, and have great faith and hope that I will be able to post something when the time is right that shows what can be done. And I say, we are so lucky today to have the modern medicine that we do, and the things it can do, as well as all of the healthcare information that we can apply on a daily basis. I know that I do certain things daily that I take as supplements. My favorite I love to share with people is 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C every day, because that's something that really helps your body, work with the collagen and the repair that it needs to do. So there you go. That's the vitamin tip from me.
That's it. Yeah, because I high five on that one. High five. Yeah,
high five.
I got it.
Yep. 1,000 milligrams vitamin C. The thing about it is that with vitamin C, you can't take too much, because your body will just not, it'll just flush it out if it doesn't need it. Yeah. Kind of one of the things I really, really like, and it tastes so good in the gummy form anyway.
And
what is it? You have to go to your store and get it.
What's it? With the collagen side as well, I started to realize also, because it makes your ligaments like really juicy. So when it comes to, so when it comes to flexibility, what was it the other day? I was actually at the gym, and I think I went a bit too far with my flexibility. I think I went and did the splits, but on my left side, I'm usually a right splitter really, but my left side, and I went too far, and I felt my muscle. I was like, everyone was looking at me. I'm like, oh no, like save face, save face. And then I got up, right, okay, go on a treadmill and try and see if you can heal. I was like, right, get that collagen, and I bet you that will heal it. And I think after only a couple of weeks, usually these things turn into an injury, but it actually didn't. It actually healed it. So
because it's the time to do it is before you have an injury or say a cold. It's do it beforehand. Get that in there so that you can resist those things and fight back better. Totally good for you.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask you as well. I know your clothing line. I had a look at it, and I'm obsessed already. You know your halter neck and the red one, the red velvet ones.
Oh, I know. I know. That's really beautiful. Many people have used that in a competition, and I designed them, the velvet collection in particular, so that people could use them for a performance or a competition, and then still practice in them. Maybe do a video. Because I always felt like, you know, I make my own costumes. And that's kind of what started me on the pole clothes. And I thought, gosh, you know, we spend so much money on a costume, and then it's like, what do you do with it? But I wanted my things to fit really well and for people to be able to have some use for them afterwards. Plus that, many times all of a sudden this showcase comes up and it's like, oh my God, what am I going to wear? And you have something in your wardrobe that you can actually put together and maybe add your own little embellishments and, you know, create a character around it. It makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, because I looked at your work and I thought, actually, I could just go out in that.
I wish I have to work on shipping to other countries, and I haven't figured that out yet. So I'll try to do that this year so I can ship things to you.
Because we'll link
on my fit a lot too, so that when people wear the things, they fit well. And I always say, you know, you really buy something based on what you think it's going to do for you, but you wear it because it's comfortable and it fits you. And when it fits you, it flatters you. So
absolutely.
It's like real women sizing. It's not, you know, where you're a size small, but now you need to take an extra large. No.
Yeah.
You'll take the size that you should take.
Yeah, of course. I mean, so like, let's say if we wanted to get in touch with, you know, your website and stuff like that. What's the name of the website?
It's MaryCarolDesigns.com. MaryCaryl Designs.com. Yeah.
Cool. What we'll do, we'll link it, you know, in the description, you know, as well, you know, so that would be really cool. But I mean, you
can also follow me on at Mary Carol Glitter on Instagram, and they can see, you know, the clothes showing there.
Awesome. That's so cool. I mean, also, is there any events or anything that you're you know, doing and that you want to advertise about?
Well, we're talking about it. I've done last year I did a Candies Cocktail and Company party here because I make homemade candies, salted caramels, marshmallow and caramel, peanut butter, nougat and caramel, wonderful fondants, mints, and different flavors, and French almond nougat, and they're all covered in chocolate. And my friend Tavy came over and he helped a lot. So he is an aerialist, and they're putting together a fundraiser for deconstruction art. So we've talked about doing a sugar circus in the spring. So we have to put that together. It hasn't happened yet, but we both would like to. So you know, different ideas are floating around, like maybe doing a section for moms with little kids to come, because, you know, kids are the basis of a lot of stuff. And then maybe having a section where people could come and they could get a little mini lesson on the pole, the lyra, or the silks, and then doing a show. So yeah, it'd be like a, you know, pretty intensive day. So we have to get to planning that, and hopefully that'll come to fruition.
So that'll be in sometime this year?
Well, I would say probably later spring would be when
cool.
And then the other event that I have coming up is just to show my clothes at PoleCon. This year it's in New Orleans, and that's a good way for me to, you know, to meet people and have them see and try on the clothes. It was last year, so we'll try it again.
Yeah, I think also as well, you know what, because of the fact that, you know, you're making these clothes yourself, and at the same time you represent something so strong, you know, I don't know if you realize.
Myself, but I do have somebody who does my production. You know, it's a small production, so I'm a small company, but I do design them I make the first sample, and I send it off to Rosie, and then she'll make it and send it back to me, and I'll look and see, because she takes things different than I do. Like maybe she'll pull them a little bit more here or less. So I adjust the fit from her sample, and then we go forward and we make a marker, and then she cuts it out. She's doing a production right now, so I'm excited about it.
Oh, that's really, really cool. Honestly, I mean, for me, I'm like, when can I get my first fit in or something or other? But how would that work? Let's say it's like, when can I sign up?
I'd love to come to Europe this summer, so maybe if I get there, I'll definitely plan to come to England and
That would
bring
be
you
so cool. It'd be so cool. But yeah, do you know what? It's been so lovely to talk to you. And honestly, with I know obviously you're healing at the moment, but no matter what, I know you're pulling strong. And I know obviously with your competition. Have you got any more competitions that you're doing this year as well? Or
I'm gonna wait until the healing is done before I plan something, because I want to, really know where I'm at, and what I want to go for, and then the timing on it, and I've kind of had to tell myself, I'm the type of person that goes, oh, that fits in my calendar, oh, that does, and all of a sudden I'm like, whoa, so I'm trying to learn to kind of plot things out a little better.
Yeah, of course. I think it's one of those things though, isn't it? Because I feel like as a pole teacher, you kind of become quite impulsive on things, and it's like a natural thing. If you act on your impulse, sometimes more things happen, but it's just life, I feel like a lot of us pole dance teachers, we have that zest for life, that's kind of either some people that they've lost it, but then it comes out of them again, but pole kind of brings it out of you, so
I know, and you kind of like, oh yeah, that sounds good, and some people do a better job at sort of plotting things out a little bit better.
Yeah. Oh, hello.
We have to tell ourselves, just do better.
Yeah,
so
of course.
I can hardly wait to get the ball rolling again, to be honest.
Yeah. And so what sort of advice would you give to anybody, let's say, let's say if they're just starting pole, or I don't want to say about age or anything like that, because I feel like that's just kind of out of the water anyway now, but what would you say, what sort of advice would you say when just starting?
Yeah, I think it's very, very important to take things in stride, to really do the conditioning and the warm-up, and to not worry about that awesome trick, but make everything really nice, good looking. Work on your feet, your squeezed knees, some of your form as you develop more and more of your tricks. I think that it's very important to know your body, your physicality, because we're all different. Some of us are better strength dancers, some are better flexible dancers. Kind of try to find out, how you can improve the areas where maybe you're not as good at, but yet embellish the ones where you are better at, so that you do, if you're a strength dancer, you do more strength, but have enough flexibility, and vice versa.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
And then just enjoy the process. Good music that you like, a character that you like for that performance, and costume. I oftentimes start with the costume. I envision that first, and then it's like everything else falls into place.
Yeah. What's your favorite character that you come up with, like on the pole, or that you created?
Actually, I created a couple years ago. I did a character, and I won both the competitions that I put her in, and I created her. Her name is Sugar.
Yes,
I know.
Nice.
I created her because I happen to really like Michael Bublé's song Hollywood. And it's kind of one of these very upbeat songs, but to do a whole performance to just Hollywood would be a little boring. So my husband's nephew is a music editor, and he did a great job. I took my husband there. He was a voiceover for the agent that Sugar was auditioning for. We ended up putting a little bit of Diamonds, Our Girl's Best Friend, into it. She had kind of a Marilyn-esque costume and personality.
Wow.
Then we also did Hollywood, and then a little bit of Indiana Jones, because her thing is she was being rejected by the agent, and then of course the audience was like, oh no, poor thing, because who else can relate to being rejected?
Yeah, of course.
But then she came back with like bum bum bum. She was like, boom, you're not
own the
You're not done with
stage.
me yet.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I kind of wanted her to do other things. So
yeah.
that's why I gave her a name. And, you know, I'm hoping to bring her into something else because she is a character. So
Yes, I
she'll
see.
probably be at the Sugar Circus this spring,
Yes.
and you know she'll be a clown and she'll be a pole dancer. But yeah, and then I'll have to find other places to put her.
See, that's cool actually, because of where it started off as an idea, and now it's kind of like she's actually got her own personality, her own identity, her own, like,
Yeah,
you know, her own scenario of Indiana Jones and kind of like her agent and stuff, you know.
yeah.
And isn't it crazy? I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
So you never know what can lead to what. You know, one little liking of a song can
yeah,
lead to all kinds of things.
yeah,
Yeah,
of
and you just sort
course.
of like, oh, get the next piece of the puzzle into it, and you just keep going.
Hey, do you know what? Actually, to be fair, because of I'm trying to figure out in which have you actually got a video on YouTube with that as well?
I do. I'll have
Because
to.
what I would love to see is to watch her gradual
Yeah.
kind of, you know, progression of like where she's going to end up next, you know.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'll have to get that to you. And the interesting thing about this is that I did these competitions maybe 3 to 6 months after I was injured. So
Oh,
I was
okay.
kind of working around the injury at the time. Yeah, but
Yeah,
they still worked out because, you know, the character was there.
and it means that you're working hard. You know what I mean? Come on, if you.
Mhm.
That's the thing about these.
Yeah.
Because I remember I've only had like I've had an injury in my shoulder, but I think that's the thing. You kind of like all these bruises and stuff like this. You own them, like, because at the end of the day, it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
work for that bruise. That bruise has got a
Oh,
story.
yeah. Yep. I think they call those pole kisses. So.
Yeah, but that bruises nonetheless.
Mhm. You know, I really think that bottom line is like, you know, all of us have some physical limitations of some sort if we think about them, but it's like working around them
Yeah,
and being positive about what we have, not about what we don't have.
don't have. Yeah. High five again.
Yeah, high five on that one too, because
High five.
that's so important. It's like, don't look at what you don't have, but look at what you have and then work with
Yeah.
that. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, because do you know what I mean? Hey, look, being alive, without being, you know, too corny, being alive in its own right is a gift, you know. So, and
Mhm.
the fact that we're able to do all this stuff, that's why I constantly want to push myself. I know you're doing exactly the same thing, but don't you have what's it called, the same kind of thing where when you start pushing yourself and when you get to one goal, you want to make another goal, you want to make another goal, and you want
Yes,
to
I
keep
know.
on pushing, you know, and it's never enough, you
Yeah,
know.
it's like this, boom, boom. Just you keep
Yeah,
going,
just keep
keep
on
going.
going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but sometimes you know, really like resting is part of training.
Yeah.
Backing down is also part of making a better process. So sometimes when you get to a certain point where, you know, you are achieving something, you have to recognize that and
Yeah.
let it breathe, so that you can
That's it.
develop stuff around that, and in place of trying to like one up someone again to get to something else, because sometimes injuries come from that, trying to
Yeah.
overachieve. But
It's like
yeah,
it's
and
a,
I've had to,
you know, yeah.
yeah, that's a hard one for me to absorb too. I want to like, oh, everything. But
Yeah, you don't really want to stop, you know. It's like, okay,
I don't want
I
to
know I've got to heal, but I still got plans. I still got
stop.
plans. Like, nope, got to heal.
No.
Plans, you know.
Yeah, I'm just trying to enjoy this time right now where, you know, I'm being restricted in my movement, and just say, well, there's other things, you know, to work on, to do, and I
Yeah.
can do all that, and, you know, make plans. And when the time is right, which will be about mid to end of March, I'll be back on that pole, and I'm sure I'll
Yeah.
look like a newbie all over again, trying to just, you know, get my bearings. And
I can't wait. I can't wait to see what you're going to create next. Honestly, I can't wait. Well, do
I
you know
can't
what?
either.
What's that?
I can't either. I'm
Oh,
excited to do
I tell
that.
you what, actually, do you do this thing where actually you dream about the move that you're working on, or do you know what I mean? And it
Yeah,
always, you know, and you wake up like, oh, damn, what? Like, I thought I did that, but yeah.
yeah. Sometimes I
You're
have
still
to get up
dancing
and
in your head,
actually
you
write
know?
it down, or I won't be able to get back to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will do that. And I think honestly that visualization, I think back on the whole process, is really what helped me, because originally when I started to do it, I would just start to visualize doing a move that I couldn't do at the time and start thinking about how I could do that move. And
Yes.
think, well, if I start by just like lifting myself up a little bit and like, okay, maybe hook that leg and then, take it back down and then kind of next step, it helped. It was
Yeah.
really helpful.
It actually, I feel like it actually also as well, it actually teaches you how to adapt and actually to be versatile as well.
Uh-huh.
Honestly, do you know what? Anybody that's watching this that tells me that they're either that their age is like a limitation or whatever it is, look at how you're talking. You're like, no, no, hey, I'm ready for the next plan. I'm ready for the next plan.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
such
and sometimes it's little baby steps that just, just build on it. I remember when I was learning that move, they call it the suicide move, at least here we do, where you hook one knee and then you let your whole body kind of
yeah,
go forward around the
yeah,
stimple. I was like, whoa, that knee has a lot of nerve endings in it. So I would
yeah.
just like, okay, do it once or twice and then let it go. And then next couple days, do it again. And
Then do it.
eventually
Yeah.
I lost the nerve endings and I was able to do it. So.
Do you know? Do you know? I like that methodology. Actually, saying that it basically, don't worry. It's just it might be painful at the time, but actually, it's just nerve endings, and you're. It's like, look, let me just burst those nerve endings, get rid of the feeling, and then I say to my girls that pain is never permanent. So
No, yeah. But I think that if you, like say in one session, you try to do the same thing too many times, you will either injure yourself or make yourself turn away from the move. So I kind of like to say, do it just 2 or 3 times, let it go,
and
come
then
back to it the next time and do it again. And then eventually it's yours and you're like, whoa, this is nothing.
yeah, and you're laughing at the move, you know.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Such an inspiration. Honestly, it's been so cool to speak to you. I know your dog wanted to get involved there as well. But can we see your dog or?
Oh yeah, I'll see if I can get him over here. Sunny, come here. Yeah, he's really cute. Hold on, I'll bring him over.
I'm a dog lover.
He's a good guy. Come on, 1 minute. Come on, let's go.
Oh.
Okay, come over here. Come on, let's go.
Hey, buddy.
Here he comes. I'm gonna have to lift
Hey,
him a little
buddy.
bit.
Yeah.
Come here.
Oh.
Wait, can you see him yet?
Dogs. I used to have dogs. I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
get
back
2
up a
cats
little
now.
bit so you can see. Do you see him?
Hey, buddy. Oh, what's his name again?
His name is Sunny.
Oh, hey, buddy.
He's like that because he's having a hard time with his back legs.
Oh, poor thing. That's all right. That's all
I
right.
can just put the phone down on him. Sunny,
Yeah.
say hi.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's a good boy.
Oh, bless him.
Yeah, he has a trouble with his back legs now. That's why I have the harness on him so I can lift him up.
Oh. But you know what, though?
Sometimes he picks himself up, and other times he doesn't. So.
Oh, I don't blame him. Oh, well, do you know what? Give him a big hug for me, all right? Do you know what? It's been absolutely stunning to speak to you. And do you know what? You know, I know this is actually going to inspire a lot of people. I'm already inspired myself. I can't wait to see you back on that pole.
I can't wait to get back there.
Yeah. I want to see this more of sugar as well.
What?
I want to see more of Sugar as well. This Sugar kind of.
Sugar's a good character. She's got to come back. I had some other things I wanted to do with her, with like cotton candy.
Ooh.
And something like that, sugar. And there's so many songs that have sugar in it. I started to get those balls rolling and then got distracted with other things, and
Oh, do you know, I should have asked about you this from before. I should have got you to get your what's it called, the costumes out and stuff. Damn it.
My what out?
All your costumes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Damn it.
The sugar one was what you call a flip costume. So the sequins would be one way they'd be pink and one way they'd be, say, a gold or a silver. Nice. And when I was the Marilyn character, the Sugar character, they would be pink. And then when she had to like change it, then she would go, oh, just a minute, and she whirled around and she would take it and go like this and make
really
it
innocently. Yeah.
Indiana Jones. Yeah.
She does not sound innocent.
Good costume change right there on stage.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, sorry, did I just get naked?
I know.
Oh, do you know?
Works, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, it's been lovely to speak to you, and yeah, I can't wait to see more of your stuff. All right, but
Okay,
yeah, I'll speak to you very soon. Mwah, love
sounds
you.
good. Well, you have a good evening. I know it's evening for you. It's almost was midday here for us. So have a good evening. And thanks for staying up and finding a time to chat with me.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. It looks quite sunny out there, actually.
It's cool though. It's a little bit on the cool side for us. We're spoiled here in California.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty sunny. I tried to get the best angle. I hope that worked okay with the sun.
Yeah, looks gorgeous. Looks gorgeous.
Okay.
All right. Mwah, I shall see you very soon.